What'd she ask?
She said, what am I doing around 4
a.m. tonight? Oh my gosh.
PM
That's actually in the
tomorrow.
morning.
Okay, speaking of 4 a.m., we're just started by now. Okay.
It's not 4 a.m.
No, but I took a massive nap
At 4
this afternoon. And when I tell you I was discombobulated, I've never taken a nap before. Okay, so it is Friday when we record right now.
Mm-hmm.
I got off work. I got home at 1:30. I said, I'm a tired guy. I got time. I'm going to take a nap. Fell asleep around 2. Woke up at like 2:30, and I was like, going back to sleep. And then I think I woke up at like 3, turned my alarm off in my sleep. I'm laying there. I wake up, and like you know when you're kind of awake, but you're like not to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, I got to get up. You're just like kind of conscious, but you haven't opened your eyes yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was doing that, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to get up because I'm thinking it's like Friday morning. And I'm late for work. Funny. And so I roll over, look at my phone, and it says 4:38, and I'm like, oh, I could sleep for like another 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty funny.
And then I'm like, wait, it's Saturday. And then
so this wasn't.
I'm just like, wait, we already went to work on Friday. And then I like sat up. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Friday afternoon. I took like a 2-hour nap, because then I thought it was like 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, and I took like a 12-hour nap.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I was tossing for a minute.
Do you think if it was actually 4 a.m. or not 4 a.m., but if you had like continued your day, well, the next maybe 5 minutes before you realized it was, before you walked outside your room wherever you were and realized, oh, it's still daylight.
I like got ready for work and everything and left.
No, do you think you would have been convinced yourself that you were more well rested?
Oh, yeah, it's possible.
You're like, wow, I got 12 hours of sleep. That's crazy. I feel so good.
I'm
and then
unstoppable.
You're like, yeah. And then you look at your phone. And you're like, oh wait, I only got 2 hours of sleep.
Yeah,
I feel.
Well, and two, like in 2 seconds, it ran through my head like, oh my gosh, now my sleep schedule's way messed up. Like it's Saturday, now I'm up and it's 4 a.m. Like long day. And then I was like, oh, I don't even need to worry about that. It was only 2 hours. So it was wild.
I mean, it happens sometimes when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, wait, what day is it today? And then I get real confused sometimes. And I'm like,
yeah,
is it Tuesday?
Doesn't matter. It's a weekday. It's all the same.
Yeah, literally.
But then sometimes I think it's Saturday when it's like actually Friday. I'm like, but it's not like, oh, I can stay in bed. I'm just like, wait a minute, is it? And then I get real confused for a second. And then I snap out of it. Like, no, wait, no, it is actually.
Yeah.
Whatever day it is.
That doesn't usually happen on regular mornings. It's just like when I take
that
naps. Oh boy.
But you said you'd never take naps.
Hardly ever, because I only will if it's pretty early in the day and I can take a short nap and not mess up my sleep schedule. But the reason I hate it is because usually you're like, I'm going to take a short nap, and then I wake up, after an hour, 45 minutes, and you don't want to get up, so you end up sleep. So I've done this before, like on a Sunday, I end up sleeping for like 4 hours, and then it's 4 p.m. And now you're like, that wasn't worth it. Like now I'm going to be up till midnight, and then it just like I could have gone to bed at 8 p.m.
They do say not to take naps during I saw something that said you shouldn't take naps during the day because then it's not healthy sleep.
I saw something that our bodies are designed for 2 4-hour sleep segments.
That makes sense because I usually get the first part. And then I never get the second part.
You get the 4 hours.
Yeah. I get the 4 hours part of sleep.
You think about that, like, so what? We'd sleep from midnight to 4 a.m.? Yeah. Get up and start our day and then go back to sleep from noon to 4 p.m.? Like, that's wild.
Or maybe you like... No. True.
Those weirdos. That's not... I don't think...
Pretty sure.
Mexicans call it siesta, though.
Well, it's always a siesta.
No, Mexicans call it fiestas.
No. That's a party.
No, it's a just general term.
Siesta is a party and... Good dream. But
anyway,
welcome back. What are we? Episode 8?
I think.
I'm not.
I lost count after the first one.
This is 9.
This is 9. Good. Yeah. Glad someone's keeping track.
Yep. While we're still on the topic of sleep, last night, Celine and I went to bed or whatever, and then we woke up in the middle.
Ayo.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Like trying to swallow my.
Whoa! This is very lunch table appropriate.
That's what we would do in school.
Anyway, woke up in the middle of the night and like
nice.
I told her a story.
Did you say it like that?
I told her a story about
Babe, wake up! I have a story.
I told her a story about plumbing class and like what happened at plumbing class because there's something funny that happened and like she's like, why didn't you tell me this like before we went to bed? And I was like, I have no idea.
You woke her up in the middle of the night to tell her?
Dude, no, it's super weird. Selena and I will wake up like at the exact same time, but like in the middle of the night. Like
I think you guys are on the same wavelength. Stop saying ew.
Anyway,
that is weird.
Actually, married couples, reach out to us and let us know if you also wake up at the same time as your significant other.
You remember in The Office when Dwight's like, they're going to get on the same cycle.
Yeah.
Married couples, different kind of cycle. Same story.
Same story.
If you're in the same room,
apparently,
same bed for a while.
Women get on the same cycle for their periods.
Oh my gosh.
When they just sit next to each other for a while.
I don't believe that. I got to talk to a woman.
Well, I got to talk to a woman. Just if
they sit next to
that's such a problem. I got to talk to a woman.
No, it's not just like any. No, I think
women sitting next to each other, they must be on the same cycle.
No. They don't instantly get on the same cycle. I think it's like a build up.
They're going to wreak havoc on our plumbing.
Imagine if all the.
This is what Dwight says.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the women in the world sat next to each other.
Plumbers would be making money.
They already do.
Yeah, in The Office, they're all in the same room. He's like sitting there in his chair. He's like,
they sit
all of them in the same room. They're gonna get on the same cycle. Yeah. They're gonna wreak havoc on our plumbing.
Yeah.
Is it wreak or wreck havoc?
I think it's wreak.
I think it's wreck.
They're gonna
wreak
wreak
is
havoc.
Smelling. Wreck is like I'm gonna wreck.
They're gonna
wreck havoc on our pump. Honestly, it could go either way.
I don't know.
All right.
Anyway,
we could talk about a lot of sports, but maybe we should wait a little bit.
Oh, I have something.
Okay,
there's this
never
trend.
mind.
No, I have something. Well, you said, you said, or we could wait.
Yeah, and then you said,
"Oh, I have something."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Okay. No, there's this trend going around on the internet. And trends always, are always going around. Yeah. But I was actually asked it at also our pod meeting at work, and I was surprised. But it's a TikTok trend. About the Roman Empire, about how often. Hold on. Before you get I
was already asked for this.
I know, but we need to say it for the podcast.
No, go ahead. Finish.
Well, I want to ask you guys to get your answer, and before you say, "Oh, I'm tired of this trend."
No, ask.
I don't know the trend. Sorry, just go for it, dude.
The trend is how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
Never, never have.
You really?
Yes,
that's cap.
No, I'm serious. I TikTok videos all the time. I'm a big TikTok guy, and I see them, and I'm like, I don't get the hype. Like, I don't get I've never thought about it.
It's not okay. It's a thing that has come up recently in my life because the Roman Empire was a big thing for plumbing back in the day with all their aqueducts and stuff. So I'm like learning about it currently, but like. I think about it every now and then, but it's not like, oh, I'm constantly thinking about the Roman Empire.
I'll agree. I don't think about it constantly, but it does come up randomly throughout the year. Yeah.
But see, the trend, a lot of the videos, by the way, there's a fly in here. It's been in my apartment for probably a week.
And you haven't killed it.
I don't have I've tried. Dude, I'm sitting there on the toilet. Try and slap it on my knee or something. I'm not fast enough. You know how fast those things are. I don't have a fly swatter. I'm moving out soon. I don't care.
I have a fly story.
He has gotten smaller. He's definitely losing weight. So he is dying off.
Okay.
Flying right in front of the camera.
Anyway, fly on a freaking meat diet.
No, but the trend is like people thinking about it a few times a day.
Yeah.
Well, no. The trend is just how often they think about it, and then the women are surprised about how often men actually do think about it. Because some men do think about it maybe
a few times a day.
Week. No, I thought it was like a week.
I think
I've never seen a day, but I've seen a couple. I've seen a few times a week, which is still a lot.
Yeah.
Those guys are crazy.
Yeah.
I think people. I think about it. It comes up, when we're in church, and then it's like, oh, the Romans treated Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Like this, so I'm like, oh, then it pops up, and then I think about the Romans. So like it comes.
But I don't think that's the same, because like.
No, what do you mean that's not the same?
The trend is like thinking about the Roman Empire like as a government how they functioned and like architecture wise. This is not nearly the same, and even yours like plumbing wise, not the same.
No, it is
as the trend. No, it's not.
You just start thinking about the Romans.
No, but have you really seen the videos that are like like this guy is watching football and his girl goes to the bathroom, so he switches it and they're talking about like the structure of the Colosseum and he's like taking notes. Like that's way different than them talking about it in church, like the Romans and Caesar.
I've heard people consider anything that has to do with the Romans, like they said, talk about like the movie 300 or the movie Gladiator, and anytime I watch that movie, then I'll start thinking about it.
Okay.
So,
well,
I don't think about it any more than I would think about anything else.
Yeah.
Is there? Okay.
I think about it less.
I just looked it up on Reddit. One guy said he literally never thinks about it. So.
Yeah. I never did.
I did. There was another trend I saw. I was like, what is the equivalent for woman? And apparently,
Zach Bryan.
the Titanic
Is the equivalent for woman. I just watched Titanic recently.
Yeah,
Never seen it. Hot take. That's not a hot take.
It's
just
it's
crazy.
3 hours, so don't blame me.
It's not.
I was gonna watch Interstellar. I was like, that's the next movie I watch, and then I was like, this is like 3 hours long. So
do I really want to do
maybe
this?
I will
Interstellar?
wanna work on it.
Interstellar is really
Dude,
good.
I always get that movie mixed up with Interstellar and
Inception?
Inception. I always get those mixed up.
You did watch Good Will Hunting.
Oh boy, good movie. I've heard a lot about it throughout the years,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'm probably gonna watch it. And I had the option to rent or buy it, and I said, this is a movie I'm gonna want to watch again, so I'll buy it.
You did buy it? How much
Yeah.
was it?
I don't remember.
Oh. You don't remember because it was probably super expensive, and then you're like, I don't want
I'm
people
like,
to know.
I have so much money, I don't need to worry about this. I am
Yeah.
loaded. No, it was like a few dollars difference. I don't
Gotcha.
know. But yeah, great movie.
Mhm.
Have you guys seen The Accountant?
No,
No,
but I know it's
dude.
on my watch list.
That's a good movie. might watch
But
it tonight.
is there anything that you want to say about the Good Will Hunting, or just like in general?
No, I just
Nothing's been
about
said?
time I watched it.
Yeah,
and-
I mean, I haven't seen it, so it's on my watch list.
Wow. I watched
Yeah.
a movie before you.
You have.
Never thought the day would come.
I've been on a binge of watching the Batman movies, the Christopher Nolan ones.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
I still have to watch the third one. Haven't watched that yet. And then I watched The Breakfast Club, which is a very popular 1980s
Gotta put that
movie.
on my list.
It's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, for a movie that was made in the 1980s, I thought that it was really well written and actually gave good in-depth character, which I was surprised. I really was.
Okay.
And then the whole movie takes place like in the school. Like it doesn't leave the school.
What's it kind of about?
It's about these 5 kids who get detention, and they spend their detention is literally sitting in like the school, I don't know, what did you call it, auditorium maybe, or like a school hall for 8 hours. That's their detention. They have to sit there and they have to be quiet.
Okay.
And
So
then-
like Trouble at the Lunch Table kind of.
Yeah. Except not 8 hours. Imagine if we had to spend our Saturday, like we got detention, and you had to spend your Saturday just sitting in the dining room
For 8 hours.
for 8 hours, and you had to be quiet.
That would suck.
At some point, we would start making jokes.
Oh
or
yeah,
being quiet.
like silent
yeah.
jokes. Yeah.
Or stuff like that. Like, so that's like that's not what the movie is. Like the movie, like they do that for maybe like a little bit, but then they start talking and being rebellious and all this other stuff. It's really good.
Okay.
But yeah. So although I won't say anything else.
Dude. No, I was just looking up. That movie was filmed in 28 days.
What, The Breakfast
Whoa.
Club?
Yeah, and the average is like
2 years.
it says 146 days in pre-production, 106 days to shoot, and 301 days in post-production.
There's another movie that's also short like that, or that was filmed short like that, and I believe it was Whiplash. I think I've said this before. It was filmed in 19 days.
Yeah.
That one's a way more intense movie, so that's a movie you should watch
Whiplash.
next. But
Let me throw them on my watch list.
yeah,
Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club. It was pretty good. I liked it, and it's not a very long movie either. It is only 98 minutes.
Oh,
So just
how they should be.
It's like 3
that-
hours.
That's
that's really why I chose to watch it, because I was like, you know what, it's 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. on a Saturday.
yeah.
I don't want to watch a super long movie.
So many movies are so long nowadays.
And that's
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah,
You
it's
really
a
got to plan
problem.
ahead, especially the 3-hour
Yeah.
movies. You know,
Dude,
usually
I might watch Inception again.
that's when you should watch again.
Oh, I've watched it multiple times, but
Mhm.
I might watch it
I've actually only
soon.
seen it once. I need
Dude,
to watch it
what?
again.
It's such a good movie, dude.
I know it's on my top.
Elliot Page is in it.
Who's that?
So the girl in it, her name is Ellen Page or whatever.
Yeah,
and
so
she
she
tran-
was Ellen Page.
She trannied. She's
Oh.
a tranny.
She trained up.
She trained up.
Trained up.
Have you watched any
That's
other
Elliot
movies
Page.
since?
Nope. Since that one, no.
Really? Okay.
No, I don't. I'm in bed, but oh my gosh, I'm in bed by like 9 o'clock weeknights.
Yeah.
Last night, I got home from work, didn't go out, quick dinner, watched Thursday Night Football.
I did
And
too.
it was like 7:38, and I was like, all right, I'm getting tired. I'm going to go get ready for bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's not even 8.
Mhm.
And then I was in bed by 9, asleep by like 9:30. Woke up this morning and felt like I slept too much.
I knew that the Thursday Night Football game was going to be very boring.
Yeah.
But I still watched it anyway because football is still...
It was interesting for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Because it was like the Giants are within 8 or whatever it
Yeah.
was.
When they scored that touchdown, I was
Yep.
like, oh.
12-20 or whatever it was.
I hope I can see a good game here, like an upset or something.
Yeah.
And then Debo Samuel couldn't get tackled.
Yeah, I know.
Crazy.
I was at
But-
plumbing class, so I did not watch it.
Nice.
Tough. Let's talk about the Sundays, what have you guys been using for the football stuff? Have you used Sunday Ticket at all?
A little, but like, so week 1,
Mm-hmm.
it said that I could watch the Seahawks game in week 2 against the Lions. Week 2 comes. I go to watch it, and it's like blocked out, not in your area. And it's done that for like 5. It'll say the game just regardless of
Yeah.
the game, the team. It'll say I can watch it. I click on it, and it's like, nope.
You're not going to be able to watch it throughout the whole season.
Boy,
I'm
am I
telling
upset.
that right now.
I thought I could watch out of market games.
But it's not. No, when it means out of market, it means if let's say you lived in Chicago,
Yeah.
then you'd be able to watch it. Or like California, where they're not airing a Seahawks game on the local channel.
Mm.
Because you live in Washington.
I can't watch any Seahawks games.
Not through Sunday Ticket.
So, after it was week 1, I saw that I couldn't watch the majority of them, and I saw that I got a discount on NFL Plus with Verizon. So I said, yes, please, for $7 a month, easy.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been almost 2 weeks, and it still hasn't activated. And I
That's
called
annoying.
Verizon, and I was like, what's the deal here? Man, Jared Kelnick's been walked 3 times in this game.
Dang.
And she was like, yeah, let me look. And then she's like, yeah, like we're just having problems with NFL. Like they're not communicating, and like everyone's is taking a while to activate.
Huh.
Like how does like
Dude,
But
that's so
now
annoying.
hold on.
I'd be
what,
so frustrated.
What?
Verizon is?
So I actually purchased it because I thought I purchased the NFL Plus too, just the basic version, because I was like, oh, I want to watch the Monday Night Football games.
Mhm.
But then I found out I looked ahead at all the games, and they're all airing on ABC. And I'm like, well, it's not like I technically wasted money, because for some reason in our apartment we can't really get the channel. Like we have bad signal in there. So I'll probably still watch them on my phone.
Yeah.
But I would like to watch it on the TV once I found that out. But
I've been using just the basic one, and it works great.
yeah, because you can watch
Yeah.
Seahawks games on your phone, and then you're good.
Yeah, well, I've been watching Monday Night Football game. Well,
Yeah.
not watching Monday.
Fine
I don't know.
watching.
No, I was talking about Thursday night. I've been like watching when I can watch. Like,
Yeah.
I'll watch the last 5 minutes of the game on my way. I'll listen to the last 5 minutes of the game on my way home. But
The Thursday night game? Or
yeah, the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And yeah, like watch Seahawks games, and it works perfectly.
Yeah, the
So-
Sunday NFL Plus has been pretty nice as far as I only use it just for Monday Night Football games, but I've been using the Sunday Ticket to watch all the other games, and that's been
Yeah.
really nice.
I'm probably gonna cancel mine through Verizon and then just buy it from NFL. Just
Oh yeah.
be done with it.
Oh yeah, that'll be. It's only $6 a month, so it's really not anything.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Unless you want Red Zone, but you said you already have Sunday Ticket,
Yep,
so you don't need
exactly.
You
Yeah.
would really only need it to watch the Seahawks games and the Monday Night Football games.
Yeah. And then I get Thursday night on Peacock, and I get Sunday night on
You
Peacock.
get it's on Peacock. I thought it was on.
Last night's was.
I thought it was on Prime.
I did watch last night's on Prime, but I thought they were. Oh,
What's-
Sunday nights on
Sunday
Peacock.
nights on Peacock.
okay.
Yeah, but you could
Yeah,
also watch that
Thursday
on.
night.
But you'd also be able to
Yeah.
watch that on NFL Plus.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I'm done with Verizon. They've been, my goodness. I think since last time I recorded, I was in again and like more pain. And
physically and
ridiculous.
mentally.
Yeah. It's been insane. But
Mhm.
I like finally, because it was all with the red zone stuff. And then she was like, you need to call like this direct number, customer support. So I called and I gave them like my 10-minute story. And she was like, that's insane. Like, why?
You're still talking.
No one should ever have to do that. I was like,
Mhm.
thank you. And still haven't heard anything, but whatever.
Dang.
Jeez.
They've been ridiculous. We're donks.
You had mentioned that you said that we could talk about sports. Was there anything in particular?
Oh,
I've been talking about.
I did. The injuries are insane.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
there's
like,
been a lot of injuries this
There
year.
have been 2 crazy injuries on each Monday night game so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers and Nick Chubb. And
And if you go back to last season, there
Dude,
was
Nick
Damar
Chubb
Ham-
might be out for the rest of his life.
yeah,
dude.
Is that? Did you watch the? Did you see the video of it?
I
that
saw a
was
picture of it.
gruesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so
Did
bad.
you see the video of Aaron Rodgers like legs
Yes.
snapping?
Yes, I
No,
saw that.
I never saw that.
Yeah, you can see the
The Achilles
rip
pop.
up.
Oh
Yep.
man, that was bad too.
But yeah, injuries just like even I remember having the thought last year, early in the year, I was like, man, there's so many players getting injured.
I think we say that every year, to
Yeah.
be honest, because it's beginning of the year and we're all ready for these players to come play healthy, and we just imagine that we just think like, oh, they're never gonna get injured, and then all these stars start getting injured, and
Yep.
you're like, wow, everyone's getting injured.
Yep.
I think it's really a yearly occurrence. So
Yeah.
actually, at the beginning of this year, I was thinking to myself, man, I wonder which stars are gonna get injured this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not as like wanting them to, just more so like
Yep.
might
Just
happen, like Trevon
speculation.
Diggs
Yeah.
tore his
Oh,
ACL,
yeah.
and
Dude,
apparently
that sucks.
somebody, I forgot who said that I think it was like a former quarterback, like liked a tweet that said, "I'll never understand why we did one-on-ones in practice."
Uh-huh. So right when this happened, my brother and I were listening to, I think it was the Seahawks radio network, but they were talking about it, and they're talking about like when they did Thursday was always the day that they did one-on-one drills, and that's when people get injured, and so they would have like the defensive linemen, instead of doing that, they would do release drills, or maybe it was the offensive linemen, whatever, against each other. And because, yeah, you get injured on the one-on-one drills. And even, like, it's crazy for a defensive back to get that type of injury.
Yeah.
Happens a lot with wide receivers and running backs.
I feel like the funny thing is, though, is you don't necessarily see too many season-ending injuries during the middle of a week.
I know.
Most of the time it's
always
during
during
a game, but rarely do you
At
ever
practice.
see one at practice. Like, you'll see that at training camp, which is fine because that's when they're like training and stuff like that. But like during the middle of a season, in the middle of a week,
That sucks even more.
I can't remember the last time. Like the only other one that I remember that's major, and I'm sure there's been more, but was like the Teddy Bridgewater one, where apparently he like tore his ACL and I forgot what else, like MCL maybe during the middle of a practice week for a game. And I remember, and I think that was his last practice as a Viking, because I think after that he was traded or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it has been crazy with the amount of injuries. And the Seahawks have an extensive list for this weekend against the Panthers.
Really?
Yeah. I screenshotted it and sent it to Sam and my mom. But we have Charles Cross and Kobe Bryant out. Doubtful is Will Dissly and Tariq Woolen. And then questionable is DK, Julian Love, Jaron Reed, Quandre Diggs, Phil Haynes, Jamal Adams, DJ Dallas.
Oh, my gosh.
But
He just signed Phil Haynes.
Yeah, I think so. It sounds like most of them will play regardless, but like Julian Love might not. Like the actual might not ones are, I feel like Julian Love, Jamal Adams, Quandre Diggs. Those are really the main ones that.
Those
might
are
not
our
play.
three safeties, right?
Yeah. So, well.
And Andy Dalton is playing.
Yeah, which scares the crap out of me
Yeah.
because the Seahawks suck against backup
Uh-huh.
quarterbacks. We lost Andy Dalton last year.
Yep.
So,
I know.
it's scary
That's why it
times.
was the
Nervous.
worst when freaking we would play the 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo would get injured and the backup would come in. We'd be
Yeah.
like, oh no, put Jimmy Garoppolo back in.
Put Jimmy Garoppolo back in, or like, shoot, who else was it? Oh, even with the Rams when they had freaking John Wolford playing quarterback, and you're like, oh my gosh,
Yep. And
Yeah.
he's just ripping through our defense. It's like,
Yeah.
how?
he's prime Brady.
Since when?
Yeah, it is. It is never fun playing against. Oh, Josh McCown for the Eagles when we play them in the playoffs,
Gosh.
and then he tore his hammy super hard.
Oh.
Yeah, that was pretty
Jeez.
bad. But
Jeez.
yeah, it is scary. The Seahawks always even it has even happened when the Seahawks had the Legion of Boom.
Oh, yeah.
They played the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I was watching. They released their documentary. Okay, here's the weird thing. A little rant. The Seahawks, I feel like of all the teams in the NFL, maybe I'm wrong on this, they have been reliving the
Dwell on
Super Bowl
past too
team
much. Yep.
since we won the Super Bowl, and they've compared every team since then to that team. So maybe some of it was justified, like, oh my gosh, how do we get back to, like, the first
Yeah.
couple years afterwards, how do we get back to being that team, the Super
Yep.
Bowl team? But it's been 10 years now, and they're still, like, trying to compare.
They dwell on the
still-
past too much.
They dwell on the past a lot, and now, this Sunday, they're celebrating the 10 years since we won the Super Bowl. They're wearing the uniforms that for the first time since the Super Bowl. All the players are coming back, well, except the ones that are currently playing, like, Russell's not going to be there, obviously, or, like, Earl Thomas is not going to be there.
He's in prison.
Brandon Browner is actually in prison.
Is he?
Yeah, he won't be there, obviously. But so it's just kind of funny how
Yep.
Often, but they released this documentary of that team. I think it's called, what is it called? Sound of Boom or something like that. And it's on YouTube, and they've been releasing episodes of it. They're like 15 minutes, and they've been releasing like not unseen footage, but player interviews. And then Michael Robinson, who was the fullback at the time, he had this YouTube channel, and I used to watch it all the time, where it was called The Real Rob Report. And he would take videos inside the locker room of just like the genuine players, like interaction with each other. And it was so, like, you see Jermaine Kearse, you see Bobby Wagner and Richard Sherman like roasting each other. You see Russell, and actually, like, this was Russell's second year, and so before he kind of turned into a robot, like, you see some genuine Russell Wilson like interaction, like before he met Sierra. And then so
Dude, Sierra's a lizard, and she turned Russell into a lizard.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe it. Hot take.
That's just a normal take.
Yeah,
It's not
just
so
normal
hot.
take. But no, it was
cool.
Yeah, it's been pretty. It was cool to watch those like those videos, but now I've watched some of the documentaries or docu-series, I guess, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do love to relive Super Bowl stuff, and it's not bad, but
It can be. And yeah.
Have you guys seen the clip of, I think it's Tyreek Hill's podcast, and he's talking with Marshawn Lynch, but like it's also someone else, Shannon Sharp or something like that. No, somebody else, I don't know. Anyway, he's talking about how we didn't give the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard line, and Tyreek Hill's like, man, this guy couldn't even win a Super Bowl for his team on the 1 yard line. He didn't even want the ball. He was saying, like, don't give me the ball. And then he looks over and he's like, oh, he's right there. Like, and then, like, Marshawn Lynch explains, like, what was going down and stuff.
yeah.
And
It's
funny.
Did you hear Pete Carroll's explanation of that? Like,
his name with Richard Sherman, stupid.
Yeah, because they saw like the lineup of the defense, and it was like they had a once in a lifetime opportunity, and they were like, is he on me?
Yeah, he was on your thing.
He was like, we have to throw it here. And I think, they just like saw something upstairs and like, oh, we have to.
Yeah.
Because they were lined up for the goal line stop for running. And he was like,
I think, so that stuff I'm okay with to hear about, because it's like it's Pete Carroll talking to like Richard Sherman, or like KJ Wright when he's talked about it. Like, that's been interesting. Yeah. Especially to hear like, because KJ Wright has this podcast, and he's had like Jermaine Kearse, Luke Wilson, Doug Baldwin, some of those players from the Super Bowl team, and they like go in depth about like that play and then what happened afterwards, and that's the stuff I find interesting for sure. So like that stuff I'll always be interested to hear about, and how they're still like not over it. Yeah. And then it makes me not like we're still not over it. I really don't think we are as fans will ever get over it, because.
I mean, we could have 2 Super Bowl wins. It was
right.
It's as simple as that. It's like, just honestly, just give Marshawn.
The thing that
no. Well, I was just gonna say I agree, because we see it every year. It's always brought up. There's always jokes about it. Like, they've never gone away. You could be watching I see random YouTube videos like of not even football stuff, and then in the comments, one person will say, "Seahawks should have handed the ball off," and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So like, there's that. And then also, just you're always reminded of it, and then the anger that comes back up again every time we do talk about it or do hear about it. That's why it never goes away.
Yeah. Yep.
And it never will. I don't think it's ever gonna go away. We will always be mad about it.
Yeah, it's always gonna have that bitterness. The one thing that I always remember is the play that happened right before, where they threw it to Jermaine Kearse, and he bobbled it on the ground, like juggled it and then brought it in.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's so that is nullified because of what happened after. Yes. But had we ran the ball and got a touchdown, like they would look at that play and be like,
"That's the best play.
Catch.
That's the best play that's ever." And you're so right, because it's so forgettable. It's so forgettable because of what happens afterwards. Yeah, that is haunting. Yeah, very much. And I don't know. It's crazy. I will say I do agree with the fact that they do a pass, but I would have done a different pass play. Yeah, right. That's my only thing.
Right over the middle like that, like
end of traffic.
Like, at least throw a fade.
Throw a fade. You're not if you throw a fade on an interception, then it's like, okay, well then that's kind of the quarterback's fault. At least you you throw up a 50-50 ball, you give it to.
You put it in a spot.
You give it to Chris Matthews, who's the wide receiver at the time.
If they're gonna throw it, I don't mind the play call, because Russell Wilson got it out quick, It was right to the receiver. It's just the defender made a great
He
play.
did his job way better than anyone else.
He did.
Like,
The defender just was better than everybody else on that play. So if you're gonna throw it, then that's not a bad option for that throw. It's just like
they outsmarted you.
yeah,
That's what Pete Carroll said. He did say like part of it's like also the defender just made a really good play, and then it seemed Richard Sherman did seem like he agreed on it. So I think some of the players have like come to that, like the fact like they've what's the word, gotten over the fact that the defender, like part of it was just the defender made a good play, where at the time you're like, man, why are we throwing the ball? Like you can get the philosophy of it, like what Pete Carroll says, but then also like it's just part of it was Malcolm Butler made a good play, and unfortunately it's the one that just gets remembered forever. It does, I will say, the Super Bowl after that, where a couple Super Bowls after, where the Falcons blew the 28-3 lead, it kind of made it a little bit better in the sense of like now there's another team who also gets made fun of.
Yeah, that's fair.
And stuff like that. So it's like we're not the only team that has to suffer. Like the Falcons will always have to suffer.
The Falcons get so much hate.
They get so Mount Ryan.
Ryan.
Yeah, he. I've seen interviews of him like saying like, or somebody, they asked him like, how many times do people make 28-3 jokes?
Yeah,
or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So,
one thing about fantasy football, I just wanted to bring up my amazing Week 1 win against Gianluca, where my kicker made me win by 0.14 points.
Yeah. So in the crazy game where Aaron Rodgers played 4 snaps and then blew his Achilles, and then I thought, wait, who did you have, the Bills kicker?
Yep.
So they kept kicking field goals, and then the kick descended to overtime. Okay. Leading up to it, if they had gotten closer, I believe Pat would have got less points.
Well, no, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So, I was losing by 5 points. So, a 50-yard field goal would have put me over. And they were driving down the field. The Jets kicked a field goal, so the Bills were behind by 3. I'm like, sets me up well. Bills are marching down the field. I'm thinking they're obviously going to try to get a touchdown. And they're getting a few yards, whatever. And then, they had one big completion. I was like, oh, that's not looking good. They're further now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then they had 2 incompletions. They tried to do one more pass to get a few more yards. Missed it. Kicked the field goal exactly 50 yards.
Yeah. And then you got
Gave me 5 points.
And beat me by 0.18.
0.14.
I don't even think that's...
1.4.
Yeah. I don't think that's the closest the game has come that I've seen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
I mean, just in our league.
Yeah. Well, no, that week it was.
This year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just oh, yeah. I mean,
just the way it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Let me have my moment.
Yeah. No,
Juliana.
It's an insanely close game. It's a great win, Pat. Good job.
Thank you.
Just saying.
Also, on Gianluca's note, he tried to make me this trade. I was telling Juliana about this.
I sent you a trade?
You sent me a trade in the redraft league. And
oh, yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
You put Brian Robinson on the trade block. And so I sent you a trade, Elijah Moore, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was pretty sure you wouldn't take it, but why not? And then you were like, I'd rather give away Tyler Algier. And I was like, why'd you put Brian Robinson on the trade block?
Because I felt at the time Brian Robinson's value was not equivalent to Elijah Moore, but Tyler Algier's was more equivalent to Elijah Moore.
So you're saying I would have rather traded him for Elijah Moore?
Yes. That's what I was saying.
Because I was like, if you'd rather trade him, then why'd you even put him on?
No, I put him on.
But then you were like, I'm not looking for players back. And I was like,
players,
that's all we can trade in this league.
Back.
You said, You said, because I'm looking for a trade. Unfortunately, I'm not interested in a player-for-player swap.
Oh.
And I was like, we don't have FAB and we don't have picks, so that's all I can give you.
Yeah. That's pretty funny.
Not interested.
And then I was like,
what I meant was I'm not interested in this player. Yeah, that player for. And I didn't feel like the reason also I didn't explain myself the Brian Robinson or the Tyler because you had asked why'd you put Robinson on the trade block? I was like, I don't feel like typing out.
Oh, I don't feel like explaining myself completely. I'll just leave him in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why. I mean, it's week 2. Now looking back on it, I'm like, thank goodness I didn't even do that because Elijah Moore, his value, he hasn't been who I thought he would. And Brian Robinson was pretty good.
Has gone up.
And I feel like his value is gonna stay up for a little bit. So plus I'm actually really liking how my running back depth is looking now. That's why if Sam doesn't make this trade that I sent him, I won't be disappointed because I'm pretty happy with what I have at running back compared to what other people have at running back. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so fantasy. I went 4 for 5 on my teams for fantasy this last week. Won
Nice.
4 games, lost 1, and the one I lost was Dynasty. So it's like
Who cares?
it's like not something I can really control. I mean, I can, but
Just
like
kidding. It's harder to control.
It's harder to control in Dynasty.
You have Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I have Tyler Algier in almost every league I did. He was going super late, and I was like, this guy was 1,000-yard rusher last year, and people are looking at him as a backup, but I was thinking him more as like the change of pace type of running back, or even just like the Falcons are going to be running the ball a ton. They're not going to throw the ball at all,
Yeah.
and they don't.
Yeah.
There's literally just swapped Desmond Ritter or Marcus Mariota for Desmond Ritter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a lot higher on Tyler Algier than probably a lot of people were. So that's why in most leagues I do have him.
I definitely wish I had done more research in fantasy, but that's fine. I mean, like I didn't put a whole lot of work in it, and the results show. So it's, which is fine because like I would have had to take time from something else, and I'm glad I didn't do that. So
yeah, I mean that's really all I listen to at work is fantasy football stuff or just
Yeah.
sports, like the Seattle sports radio. I listen to them quite a bit. Which, speaking of, the Mariners are playing right now, and they're in a 10-game stretch. By next time we record,
something's gonna happen.
we'll know more of what's gonna happen. That's the top of the ninth right now, and they are losing by 4 runs.
And they have
So-
guys on second and third, one out.
Let's explain the situation. They're down. There's 10 games left in the season. They are
All 10 games are against their division rivals right now.
who are also competing for the same spot.
They're all within 1 game of winning the division.
And there's a wild cards playoff
Yeah.
spot at their
So
disposal. Right?
within 10 days, the Mariners could either win the division and get a first round bye, or not make the playoffs at all, which is crazy. Like the division race has never been this close ever in baseball since the division started.
Right.
Like-
So, and as it stands right now, they are losing 4-8 to the Rangers. But in good news, where are the Astros?
Yeah, did they lose?
The Astros are losing 7-5, top of the ninth. So that's
To the second worst team in baseball.
yes. So silver lining, if they lose, so did the Astros.
Yeah, and then
So-
Texas has a game up on us.
Yes. So baseball this is the time when baseball becomes exciting.
Yeah. It's an exciting time of year. Like baseball is getting to the playoffs. Football is
Football's
obviously
here.
getting going. It's getting colder out. We're getting the
It's
whole
that fall
weather.
I do not care for baseball at all.
I know.
Zero care in the world.
I know.
I wanted to bring something up on your guys' radar.
Okay.
Maybe start thinking about it now.
Throw it up there.
Spotify Wrapped stuff
God.
ends next month.
Oh my gosh.
Not
this
November?
guy.
No, remember didn't we talk about this? Like it ends like December and then, or not December,
And-
it ends October because
I think
then
It
because it
takes
comes
a
out
month to do.
Hey, don't
Comes
look
out
at me.
December 1st.
It comes out December 1st.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So November. I mean, they stop it sometime in November.
Yeah, so it's like
See-
November to the end of October.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We are.
I think it's possibly, or maybe they just cancel out all of November and then it's like whatever your results, January through.
See, we've talked
We've talked about this
like,
on the last podcast.
Yeah, because everyone like way more Christmas music in December, but does that affect the Spotify Wrapped?
I think it does because who's listening to Christmas music? Like I've never had Christmas songs pop up on any top 100. Like even for the top 100.
So you're
songs,
saying it doesn't affect?
I'm saying it doesn't.
Yeah, okay.
But if it did, I mean, how often? I mean, you probably do listen to the same songs on repeat, so I guess it would pop up, which is why I don't think they count December.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm only like on my Spotify Wrapped. It's only gonna have podcasts on it.
Yeah.
I do not listen to like any music at all.
yeah.
It's like all
Mhm.
podcasts.
I mean, it'll have music on there, but just your numbers will be really low.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know what your top 5 songs would be if you don't listen
I'm
to
more
music ever.
scared for what my top 5 songs will be, just this year in general.
It'll be a song that I've played once. It'll be
I-
like top 5 songs.
By the time Spotify Wrapped comes out, hold me to this because I'll forget within 5 minutes.
Okay.
I would like to make a prediction of my top 5 songs.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I want to make a
We
prediction.
could all do that right now.
Well,
Not right now.
No,
We're
no, no,
recording.
not
Oh
songs.
my
We have like a month to do it. That's
Yes.
the point.
I say we should make a prediction of our top 5 artists. That would be.
Yeah, we could do that too. But I
Songs
want to
will
do
be
my
hard.
thing.
I'm more
Listen,
scared.
I'm not saying
No.
you guys have to do my thing. I just said I wanted to do it.
Okay, I'll remind you.
Man.
I thought you meant you were doing it right now.
No, I'm not.
No,
doing
he
it
said
right
remind him
now.
in 5 minutes.
No, I said I'll forget within 5 minutes, so hold me to this. But before Spotify Wrapped comes out, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm not reminding you.
I'll remind you.
Thank you. Okay. Have you guys done the new iOS update?
No.
Then we won't talk about it.
Wait, hold.
I didn't even realize there was one until
It
my
came
coworker
out-
brought it up today.
Wait, hold on. Which
17.
iOS?
iOS
Oh,
17.
I don't think I have it.
It didn't like show up with the little number over your settings. You had to go in and then it'll be like, you're up to date, but also, here's, do you want to upgrade?
Oh, the beta update?
Well, I don't think
Oh, 16.7.
Nope.
This one?
Nope. It's 17.
17.
Oh,
You don't have
17
it.
public beta.
Oh, I didn't have that option.
Oh.
Go for it, yeah.
Why?
Public
Why
beta.
would I want it?
What's public beta?
No, what is it about?
Beta, if something is in beta, it's in testing. So,
I want to go back to 16.
okay, I don't care.
No.
I was just like, if you
Oh.
guys had it, we were going to talk. Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Don't do it now because your
But-
phone's going to be you won't be able to use it for like 20 minutes.
That's fine. We're in the podcast.
What if you have notes and then you have to drive home?
I haven't taken notes.
This guy.
Bases loaded. Mariners are down 3.
Ooh.
They could take the lead if Ty
Wait.
France can do anything.
Yeah,
He's 0 for 4 and 2 strikeouts. This man is atrocious. But the ball is in his court. Jared Kelenic has walked again. That's 4 walks in a game.
They don't want this man hitting.
Who, Ty France?
No, Kilnick, right?
I
Or no,
think
but
he wasn't intentionally walked.
oh, he wasn't intentionally.
No, it
walked.
was a 4-pitch walk, but it wasn't intentional. It was a 5-pitch
sure?
walk. Yep. It just says walk. It
When
doesn't
they say
intentional.
intentionally walked, what it because how do they like deter like
They
what-
just go.
Oh, you can
Yeah.
walk. Okay.
Like it used to be that they had to throw 4 pitches, but now they're just like, hey, we're walking you.
We're walking
And then they don't have to be
So
bother pitching to him.
they didn't intentionally walk Kilnick.
Correct.
Here, that's crazy actually.
Yeah. Well, they'd rather do with Ty France, who's 0 for 4 and 2
Right,
strikeouts.
exactly.
We don't have to talk a lot about baseball.
No, it is. You know what? Hold on. This is.
All
we
right,
don't have to
never mind.
apologize.
We do.
No,
Jeez.
apologize.
Okay, let's see. What else we got, guys? iOS update. We won't talk about that. Oh,
Did you
I
guys?
But hold on. You brought it up. What is in the iOS update? No, Julian. Wait, hold on.
This
Who cares?
guy.
Get out of here.
No,
This
get it, and then we'll talk about it next time. How about that? No, I do want to talk about something real quick. They have this new scheduled summary. So basically, you can pick apps that you don't want immediate notifications for and have them delivered however many times a day at specific times in a scheduled summary. So, like, I was like, all right, I'll try this. So I set it up last night, like 5 a.m. and then 11 a.m. or when I get my scheduled summary, or maybe 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. And so my first one comes today, and it's basically I did all apps except like messages, whatever. There's like 3 communicating apps or whatever. But I mean like basically all the sports apps, which is like 5 of them, like
yeah.
emails, all this stuff, Twitter, whatever. And it's like a pretty cool, like aesthetically pleasing, looks cool. Like you can click through it, but it's just not at all practical. They lost. It's not at all practical.
They lost. I saw that. I said, that's
I
tough.
said Ty France won't do anything. They like you can't clear. You know, before it's like you get all these notifications from one app, you can clear them all. Now you can't do that. You have to do one at a time.
really?
So I did the scheduled summary once, and then I was like, not doing this unless they improve it, which they probably will. But
It's in testing.
I was like, good for them. Like instead of improving the new iPhone, they're gonna create a new iOS update and make it look cooler, but not necessarily be better.
That's literally every iOS update.
I talked to my brother today about Apple and Android because he's an Android guy. And he's like, I used to argue with this guy like 10 years ago about Apple and Android. And like, you know, the big argument is the camera. I'm like, oh yeah, Samsung Galaxy camera is way better. Apple has come a long way. But yeah, there's just like, they blow it. They, sorry, I got distracted by baseball. That's why I said they blow it. But Apple...
I mean, it went insane line as a.
Yeah, they
Like,
no.
I
was like, they blow.
I do that.
Apple freaking blew it.
I was like, I don't know.
Oh
That's
man, yeah. They, I don't know. They don't innovate ever. I mean, the last 2 iPhones, they've done nothing. This new one, like, they say it's the best Apple camera ever. It's like you say that every time, but it's still not as great as the competitor, and they're like, it's made from titanium, so the same stuff that went to Mars. It's like, I don't care.
Check my phone to Mars, huh?
I don't care. No! And they put more glass in it, so it's like you put more of the stuff that's gonna break. Awesome.
Yeah, literally.
Boy, do they make me upset.
Yeah, literally the only reason I have Apple is because of the like convenience of like Apple Pay, or like
the convenience of literally how
or transferring from phone to like new
the
phone
continuity.
to new phone. Yeah, it's just
that's my two things, like the continuity between devices, laptop, etc., watch, AirPods, but also like it's just I don't know. I could never if I had started out on Android, it'd be one thing. It's like, oh well, I'm stuck here. I don't want to switch everything. Stuck on Apple, it's like it's just so much to switch it, I think. Yeah. And I don't know, I like their UI, their user interface. Yeah. It's just like it is perfect, you know, it like everything is easy to find for me.
This is something kind of on the same topic-ish, but it's just something I noticed when we were traveling through Colorado.
Yeah.
And just the difference here about how many, or at least maybe this was just because it was in the airport, but how many people have the AirPods, not the AirPods, the Max, those headphones.
Oh, yeah. AirPod Pros or whatever. Max. Yeah. AirPod Max.
Yeah.
Whatever they're called. I know what
yeah.
The huge ones?
Yeah. But I was like, because people were making fun of them, but then I noticed how many people, maybe I was wondering, my thought was, because maybe we're in a bigger city and also richer city, that there's more people wearing the AirPod Maxes rather than...
I see a lot of people...
I don't see them in here, at least in Spokane.
I see people on My Be Real wearing them.
Oh, well.
I think people got them because they're just like Apple. They're attached to Apple and everything they get.
I will not spend $500.
No,
what are they called? Apple Max?
No, it's like... Is it AirPods Max?
It's something
Air
Max.
Pro...
Air Pro Max.
I'm going to guess it starts with Apple
Headphones
Air. Max. It's something Max.
Not to be confused with the streaming service
AirPods Max.
HBO Max.
Which, no, it's not HBO. It's just Max now.
Oh, it is?
It's literally just Max.
Those idiots.
Mm-hmm. It's just AirPods Max.
Okay, weird.
Yeah, $500. They're huge. They don't look great.
They look like regular over the head headphones.
Yeah. I think they look bulkier. They do look cleaner.
Basically, if you are seen wearing them, people are just like, "Oh, this man's rich."
Yeah, or this man spends all his money on Apple and he's not rich.
But I think people never know.
But people,
you have to assume people are rich. Assume it.
Ask for money just to be safe.
Yes, exactly.
GoFundMe for an Air Pro. What is it called again?
AirPods Max.
AirPods Max.
One other thing I hate about Apple, and this is stuff I wish they would fix when they do these updates.
Mm-hmm.
For as long as I can remember, every time I type the letters WED for Wednesday, it always says weed, like we would, the abbreviation weed. And I'm like, you have to have learned from me by now that I don't want to type that. I want to type Wednesday. Stop giving me the suggestion.
I will say, I feel like the autocorrect has gotten worse. Because
learn from me. It has.
Because it will correct me from saying food to good. Don't know why that happens. And it still autocorrects it from, I can never say wheel or like.
That's what it is.
What is it?
It's well. You want to
say
well.
I want to say well, and it
says wheel.
Yeah.
Every time.
Oh, that's the biggest pet peeve I think I have of everything.
I'm there with you.
It makes no sense.
I'm right there with you. Like, we have flying cars, not yet. We have cars that drive us around. We have, literally, I can get something to type an essay for me in 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. But how on earth has our phone not learned that we never want to say wheel?
It's crazy. I use the word well more than I use the word wheel.
I never want to say wheel. And when I do, like the one time a year, it's like,
we will.
Well. He wants to say well this time.
He wants to say well.
Like, no. Dude.
You have to say well. I know
you did. Oh, boy.
Does
that peeve me?
I've been peeved.
Yeah, I am peevered.
Whoa.
Let's see. Yeah, so that's Apple. Oh, I've got a work story. There's this job we've been working at. The casino's existing already. We are building a hotel. Wow. So we've been doing our portion of the work.
Well, where is it?
Chihuahua.
Oh, Chihuahua Casino.
The place that treats you right. Chihuahua Casino. Haven't heard that in a while.
I know.
I think that's it.
Something like that.
Not sponsored, of course.
Actually,
Oh, yeah, go
I was
ahead.
gonna say there's another one that was the best, and it was the only in a boat, only in a
Oh,
boat.
man. I don't even know.
Good tunes.
What'd you say?
Said good tunes.
Yeah. That one. I remember hearing them like, man, they're harmonizing pretty good.
What company was that even for? And who came up with that song? Like, they didn't.
Reach out to us.
They came up with the same word, like not very hard, but boy, did it work. It's like the
Yeah.
Burger King. Whopper.
Whopper.
Have you heard the flack that Chick-fil-A's gotten for their new commercial?
Yes.
No.
I have not seen the commercial. I tried
still
to
have
look
yet
it
to
up
see it.
and I couldn't find it on YouTube. So
Mhm.
I don't know what that is, but apparently they made an annoying jingle and people were,
Hating on it.
yeah.
I
It's like, well, good
but I have
marketing.
not seen it. So, but it had to
Yeah.
do with their new sandwich.
Yep.
So I wonder if that's why we haven't seen it.
Have you guys tried the new sandwich yet?
I have.
Was it good?
It is very good. I didn't freak out as I usually do for Chick-fil-A about
Mhm.
it, but it was very good. It wasn't as spicy as I thought it was. Actually, very tolerable for me, who doesn't
You were
like spice.
actually disappointed.
No,
Oh.
no. Actually, I went there like a few weeks before that, was talking to some friends, it was blah, 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 and I'm like, well, it's spicy. And they're like, it's really not that spicy. Like, the cheese isn't bad, and the jalapenos are pickled, so they're dumbed down in spice
Mhm.
or whatever. So like, all right, fine, I'll get it. And didn't even think to take the jalapenos off. I was like, I'll try them first. And then, yeah, I was like, oh, this is not bad at all. It's kind of messy because it's like pimento cheese and honey. So it's kind of dripping,
Mm-hmm.
but it's good stuff. I'll probably get it again.
Oh,
Might
Is
be
this
my.
it?
Yeah, that's it.
Why does that look like it's like what is that on top of the chicken?
It's pimento cheese and honey.
Pimento
That does look messy.
from Brooklyn
Yeah.
Nine-Nine.
Adrian pimento.
Adrian Pimento.
But back to Chihuahua.
The place that treats you right.
Well, casino. I made my first money bet today. I bet.
What? Oh, did you?
Yes.
What'd you bet?
I bet the Ravens over the Colts
Okay.
would win.
Like the over, like the over under, or
Just
just the
the
Can we
winner.
make bets
Okay.
right now?
We're recording, but
I mean, like,
You have to
Like,
go to the casino to play
you
some.
yeah, you
You
can't.
have to
Jordan
go
and
to
I
the
did that.
casino
Jordan and I did that
place
for the Super
bets?
Bowl.
Yes.
Mhm.
what about like DraftKings or something
You can't do that here.
in Washington?
You can't do it in Washington, unfortunately, because you could. If you could, you'd be able to do it right off the Sleeper app,
Yep.
Hmm.
which would be. Do you think we would be more into gambling if we could?
Dude, I've been like
I
seriously
think-
contemplating like throwing some bets down on some games or whatever, or,
Okay.
like doing parlays and stuff.
That's the thing. So the one I did is a parlay.
Mhm.
Ravens over the Colts and Rams over the Bengals. Little upset. Because
how much would you win?
I put in $5 to
96,000.
1350.
Oh wow!
I know,
Okay.
big bucks. I was like, I'll go easy for my first one. I think it's
That's
pretty
really
likely.
easy.
Like the Rams are playing well, the Bengals aren't doing good, but the Bengals could turn it around this week. But I
So-
think that's pretty good chances.
Julian, be careful about what I don't remember. You have to ask. Well, I have to ask Bryce because my coworker. He's the one that he does bets during the week, and I think he's able to do parlays. But if you go to the casino, that's not the Chihuahua one, but
Spokane Tribe and Airway Heights.
yes, I think it's that one. Or there's one other one. I
Coeur
thought.
d'Alene.
Not the not the Coeur d'Alene one, but I think it is the Spokane Tribe one. If you go there, you can only do money line ones or like the over unders. So like Jordan and I did it for the Super Bowl. We both placed $20 down, and if we got ours right, we would have got like $80 or something like that.
Yeah.
But that was
Small money.
It had to be. We picked the over under. We picked the over for the Super Bowl, and then we also we both picked the Eagles. And unfortunately, we got the over, but we didn't get the Eagles part right. So, but I mean, they can be fun.
Yeah.
I think if
Can be
I was to do
dangerous.
it, if I was to do it, I would definitely want to do like the smallest bets that wouldn't be the biggest money.
Oh, definitely, dude. I've been seeing
100%.
those bets that like some
$5.
random player gets like over 100 yards,
Yeah.
and it's like, dude, I would do that for sure.
Yeah.
Tony Jones Jr.
yeah.
Northern Quest is the other one.
Okay.
I've heard Spokane.
I think it was Northern Quest.
Spokane Tribe. Those are both in Airway Heights. Spokane Tribe and Northern Quest. Spokane Tribe, I've heard, has the best sports betting.
I think that's where you can do the most.
But we've been working in Chihuahua, so that's where we are.
right.
But yeah, the story I was gonna say about this casino, this job is like a year behind. Like it's a mess up there. Stuff is taking forever to get done. Like the people that are running it are very bad.
I've been running into a similar situation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a foreman meeting on like Tuesday, I think it was. So my brother goes over there. he comes back over. He's like, all right, so they're complaining about like this, blah, blah, blah. They say that everything has to be done by this week, like the punch list stuff for these 2 floors, whatever, unrealistic expectations. But then, like, we go upstairs, we're working up there. He's like, okay, now that we're like kind of separated from people, they like one guy, the GC, general contractor, like he is pissed because someone has been using the toilets in the hotel. Dude. And
like brand new toilets?
Yeah, like it's not done. Like the plumbing's done, but they're not, like water's not on probably.
Oh man.
And all this, and he's like, have you or Blaine been using the toilets? I'm like, no, I'm using the porta potties. And I had to think about it. I'm like, no. I was like, I haven't. I don't know about him.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, someone has, and this guy is ready to kill some people. Like, chop off some heads.
That is a big thing. That's a thing also in the apartments that I'm in, because the like plumbing is hooked up and everything. Like toilets are installed, everything.
No running water.
No, there's running water.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, like they're like you can use them. It's just like you don't want to use the toilets for brand new apartments. And stuff. And it's like, what if you miss or something, like, you know? Like, and it's like, it just makes a mess. It's gross. You like brand new people coming into an apartment don't want to see that somebody else has used their toilet.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like, so that's like a huge thing, dude. And sometimes like if a door is locked when like to a unit or whatever, and it's like, every other door is open. Why is this one locked? And it's like, I wonder what's going on in there.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a big thing, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sure like I know people like really care about that.
Yep. Yeah, I was like, that is ridiculous. But no, I'm not the culprit. So then we've like had a joke. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the porta potty. And my brother's like, oh, just use one of these. I'm like, oh, anyone? They're fine with it? I'm like, that's right. They said they're fine with it.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Dang.
We've been cracking jokes, but boy, they're upset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you, Giuliano, listen to the most recent Ghost Runners episode?
I have.
And they said they're going to run 1 mile a day starting January 1st.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I think I'm going to do that.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Why? Did they give a
Good for
reason
you,
why they were going to?
They were just like,
We want to be fit.
we came up with this. Like, yeah,
Did
1
they
mile a
say
day.
every day?
Every day. And it's running. I was like,
a mile's not that hard.
Oh, I know.
It'll be pretty easy.
It's hard to start January 1st.
Yeah.
It's New Year's Day, but also it's winter. You know?
That'll be the hard part, is the winter part.
But yeah.
I mean, you could go on a treadmill and stuff.
True.
That's true. But I'm going to go outside. I'm going to slip.
Do we really quickly want to, like, say a resolution we think we'll have for...
Yes, I'll go
January
first.
Doing it now already?
We'll run 1 mile a day.
A quick preview of something we might say.
Okay.
Your turn. I went.
What'd you say?
Run 1 mile a day.
Feasible. I will probably say I'll probably read more.
I got to do that. Been wanting to do that all year.
From like
September. Not doing
I'm
good.
thinking like from the end of like February to I don't know August. I'll probably stay off fantasy football. Just kidding.
August is getting a little risky. That's kind of late.
Okay.
I'll probably okay. Honestly, I'll probably read more. But
nice.
Since you already
Original.
took that one,
It's not like you can't take that also.
No.
He's off the draft board.
No, I'm not gonna read it all.
We're doing
now.
a draft for it. We're doing a draft.
I can't read.
A draft of resolutions.
I'll probably stay off my phone a bit more.
Oh,
You should set like
So like a couple minutes.
the average has to go down every week. So like if you did,
you have to go down 1 minute a day, just progressively.
until you get to
Till you get
About
to
30 seconds.
I get this one back. I love you, honey. Here's a picture of my baby.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I have. This last year, the year we're in, I came up with a lot of resolutions, like 10. I've done decent.
That's actually a decent amount of resolutions.
But yeah, I've not been doing well on like reading. I wanted to read, like it was 10 minutes a day, and I've hardly done that.
Oh yeah.
I was a lot stronger. What the heck was that?
Kissing on the mic.
I thought that was my this for a second.
it's your
I was doing pretty good at the beginning of the year, and then slowly steered away from it.
What was the last
Steered
book
away.
that you read?
steered away. The last book, like Foley.
Foley.
What was it?
It was like a 1-paragraph summary on Brian Robinson's health,
No.
I think.
Oh,
And his-
nice, dude.
No, I have the book right here in my notes. It was, shoot, maybe I don't.
Bridge to Terabithia.
No, the coffee
Corner.
before the coffee gets cold.
Mm.
That's what it was. It was a
What'd you
story
read before that?
book. I have another
Just
book.
kidding.
I mean, I
A
was
little
the year
joke.
before
That was a coffee joke.
Oh.
While the
no,
coffee's, while the coffee's brewing.
Actually,
I read it while the coffee was getting cold.
No, the year before that, I also had the same, a similar.
What's
but
the
it was a
coffee?
book a month, and I actually did pretty good throughout the. I read like 8 books that year before
Oh,
previously.
that's pretty good.
So
What's that coffee book about?
it was a time traveling coffee shop where you can you have to say
Go back to when your coffee was warm.
No, you have to drink your coffee before it gets cold. Otherwise, you get stuck in time.
Oh gosh.
Basically.
Wow.
But it was you get to travel back to a certain point in time in that coffee shop, but you have to stay in your spot the whole time. So there's a certain seat that does it. You have to stay in that seat the whole time, and then you have to finish your coffee before it gets cold. Otherwise, you stay in time forever.
Easy.
Tough.
But like the lady was like wanting to like
easy.
say something that she didn't mean to, or like she wanted to revisit an interaction, and then she found out the conditions of it, and then she was like, okay, I still want to go back anyway, and then yeah, so
She
it's
just
pretty
kept
good.
talking and
It's-
her coffee got cold. And
It's
she
pretty
was
a
sad.
pretty
Women.
interesting
That's good.
story, and it's not a long book either.
What's the last book that you read, Pat?
Oh my gosh.
Weren't you reading the Achieving Peace of Heart?
Yep, that was the one I wanted to start reading at the beginning of this year, and it is almost October.
I have that book too. I haven't finished it yet.
I think the
Celine finished it. I have it, but
Mhm.
Celine finished it.
We should all read it together, and
Okay.
then we can start talking about it.
we can do a group
Book club,
achieving peace of heart.
and we can all achieve each other's hearts.
No, peace of heart,
Oh,
not heart.
A piece of a heart.
It's achieving peace of heart, not
Pieces
achieving
of
your
heart.
friends' hearts.
achieving
Achieve your friends' pieces of their hearts.
achieving pieces of your friends' hearts.
I can't remember what it was called, but it was a book I read back in like high school. That was probably the last book. Not for school, but I read it on my own. It was a book my uncle gave me. It was a really good book, actually.
And you don't.
And I still have it.
That's
You don't remember what it's
dude.
called?
I can show you after the podcast. If I
Hey,
can
remember
find it.
about your Spotify Wrapped?
Yes.
Just wanted to remind you.
Thank you.
Sick tricks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's see what else.
Did you guys hear about the F-35 jet that went missing?
No.
Yes, I did. I saw videos, I think, about it, but I don't know anything. I didn't like.
I saw-
care enough to like look at it.
Yeah, right. That's me with most news things.
I guess
Whoa,
Whoa,
crazy.
I see so many fights. Wait, are you on Twitter?
I'm on X.
Yeah. Okay. And,
Never heard of that.
But Twitter.
I'm on X. I see all the craziest fights, like just randomly, that go on, like in a Walmart or like throughout the U.S.
Fights?
Yeah, some people get like shoved down
oh,
hard.
that's so funny.
Okay. Sorry, you're talking, but I just remembered a story.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, this like the pilot of this F-35 like military jet, he ejected and he was safe, but
Good.
the plane just kept going.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
Yeah, it just and like they lost track of where it went or whatever. And what was it?
How does that happen?
I don't know. The Joint Base Charleston in South Carolina, like they put out something to the public and they were like, if anybody sees the jet, let us know.
Oh my goodness.
Because they
Unbelievable.
lost it. Yeah, and I guess it crashed in some rural South Carolina area or whatever. But it's like how do you lose that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It's a big time mess up on the go.
Yeah, no kidding.
This kind of reminds me of, in a similar way, what happened to the Bears just this whole week in general. I don't know if you know, like
What? Oh,
The equipment.
the equipment. so, like,
$100,000.
$100,000 of
Yeah,
equipment got stolen from their field.
Yeah.
yeah. That and then like their defense coordinator just like randomly resigned.
Yep.
I thought you were talking about like
Oh my gosh.
like fantasy football.
Oh,
Like,
no.
something about this reminds me about the Bears players and how they performed this week.
I told my brother, I was like, oh, the Bears defensive coordinator resigned. And he was like, he probably thought they were fighting actual bears. And I was like, yeah, he probably like knew bear defense. And he was like, this is not what I signed up for. I do not know what we're doing.
Yeah. So,
I'm pretty sure his house got like
rated,
raided.
by the
Oh
FBI
my
or something like
gosh.
that. Yeah, the Bears are not looking good.
No, they are struggling.
Yeah. But no, the equipment theme they got stolen.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. But yeah, how do you like lose a jet?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That's insane.
Oh,
yeah.
I saw a couple memes or whatever, and it was like $190 million worth of jets went missing, or like got destroyed or something this last weekend. It was a picture of Aaron Rodgers and a picture of the jet.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's funny. I think this is the last time we recorded, a week and a half ago or so. I shot a wedding in Colfax, second shot it, and it was, there are a few things about it that were interesting. It was way out in the open, kind of. You like go down 395 and then you drive like 15 minutes off the highway. Pretty out in the open, spotty service, you know. But it was like an older couple that owned this house, and then they had this barn that was the venue. And like one thing was, we went to do the first look, and we were doing it on their front porch. And the whole time we were there, it seemed like the whole wedding day, the couple was doing like their regular Saturday work. Like she was driving around for, I would honestly guess, 4 hours with a drive around lawnmower with a trailer on the back that was like homemade, like moving lawn chairs.
What the
And
heck?
those lawn chairs were on that trailer for like 2 hours.
jeez.
It's like at first I was like,
she
oh,
was
they're
just mowing the lawn with like the
no,
trailer
she was just like pulling them around. She was driving
for 2 hours.
yeah, like, and I saw it, like, at first I showed up and I was like, okay, they're getting ready for the wedding, cool. And then it was kind of like, she's still driving this thing. And then I was like, those chairs are still on. They were on 2 hours ago. What can she still be doing with them? But we were doing like the first look on the porch, and the husband is just in the back, like wiping down an ABS pipe, a piece of ABS pipe. It's like an 8-foot long thing of like 2-inch pipe. And he's wiping it down with a rag. Just in the background of our shot, like
What the
first
heck?
look, like
That's so weird.
how, like you have to, you are a wedding venue, so you're not new to this,
Yeah.
but like you have to know we're doing this. Like we asked you if it was fine. You're not in the back,
That
like
is
you're
so
out
weird, dude.
on the one side of the house that everyone can see you. And what's the purpose of this? Like, is it for the wedding? Whatever. It was
Yeah.
just weird.
That is wild.
But it was kind of like, can this guy move? And then like he eventually noticed, whatever. And then he was on the other side of the house that was kind of in the other shot. Wow, that was crazy. But
that sounds annoying.
yeah, so then like another thing, so they're doing like the walking down the aisle, and there's, in reverse order, there's the bride. There's like 6 bridesmaids, maybe 5. And then there's like 3 flower girls. There's a ring bearer. And then it's like her parents walk down, his parents walk down, her grandparents walk down, his grandparents. So there's a lot of people walking down the aisle. So from the back of the aisle to the little gate that they started walking, it was probably like 40 or 50 feet. And so they open the gates, they start the music, and they're walking. And like the first people are like the parents. They're walking at a normal pace. Then come the grandparents, walking so slow. And like it's just like okay, they're
Gosh.
making it, like, do they know where they're going? It looks like they're kind of tapering off, like, oh, over here. And then like they finally get to a point, and then the other grandparents, and they were even slower. And like I'm just filming it because it's my job, and I'm like, this is like, do they all have to walk down the aisle? Like, can't you just see them already? They're old. Give them a break.
That is so
And
funny.
a few of them, like she was kind of bringing her husband. Like, it looked like he did not want to be doing this, whatever. And I'm like, come on, this is elderly abuse. Like, we don't need to be making
Pull
them
the
do
plug.
this.
That is pretty funny.
But they finally get to, the flower girls, whatever, and they take their time because they have no idea what they're doing. And
Classic.
they, the song is only 2.5 minutes long or whatever. So they run it out, and I'm like, all right, they've got another song ready. And then they just restart that same first song. And I'm like, this sucks. Wish they hadn't done this. And then they had to restart it a third time before the bride got there. And
That's
then for
crazy.
her walk down song, they start it, and I'm like, no way you're doing the same song for 4 times.
oh my gosh.
But it was that same version with words now because they did the instrumental.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's like this is
This
crazy.
is gonna make me
That's
like wait.
actually outrageous.
But then they like so ceremony gets going. It was her. She called him her uncle. It wasn't true. It was like her dad's brother, but it wasn't her uncle. Whatever. I don't know. She called him her uncle.
Right.
It gets confusing.
Like a dad.
But he was an older guy, and he just milked the heck out of his privilege of being the
the walker down the aisle guy.
No, the officiant.
Oh, the officiant.
But like they get up there, like I mean, we took forever to walk down the aisle. They finally get up there, and he's like,
So he's like cracking a lot of jokes, probably.
yeah. But like start out like we finally walk down the aisle. Took forever. Finally get up there, and he's like, boy, it's just a beautiful day out here, isn't it? And there's just like so much silence in between all those words.
He's like forgetting what he's supposed to do.
I hope I remember what I'm supposed to
I wish they took longer to walk down the aisle.
What am I supposed to say again? Man, this venue is beautiful.
What are we doing here?
But then, like, he was cracking, like, the same awkward jokes, and I can't remember any of them now. I'll try to remember. But, yeah, it was just, like, weird stuff like that. And we joked before the ceremony started. I don't know if we were joking with the photographer or something, but someone was saying, like, yeah, we were at this wedding, and, like, the officiant forgot to be, like, or he went to be like, all right, I now pronounce you husband and wife, whatever, you may kiss the bride, but they forgot to do the rings.
Oh.
And so, like, as he started saying that, they're like, we're not, you haven't done the rings yet. And
We now kiss the bride, rings
as they grab each other's faces, he like slips it on. But they wanted to do like a communion, so they go over and they're dipping the bread and the wine. And he was
Whoa.
what?
Man,
Anyway.
this jalapeno sauce doesn't taste like.
It was a Chick-fil-A sandwich they were dipping
This dip looks
into Sunjoy.
That's pretty funny.
But he was narrating everything like as they were doing. He's like, now they will take the bread and they dip it in the wine, and what they're doing is this symbolizes. And I was like, and they were playing music.
Mm-hmm.
So from my understanding, it
Wait, was
like,
this a Christian wedding?
yeah,
So
sometimes.
did they do any like mixing of the sand?
No, they didn't do that thing.
Okay.
They just did this. They did vows rings. But they like clearly wanted music playing, like nice instrumental music playing while they're doing this. And he's just standing right behind him, like narrating everything. It's like, I don't think you're supposed to be doing this because the music is kind of drowning you out, and they're not turning it down because you're talking. And then like he did the same thing. He was like, so they like do that. They come back over. He's like, all right, I want you guys to turn and face this beautiful crowd. So they like turn and they're just awkwardly looking out at everyone. And then he's like, I present to you the newly married couple. And they're like, she kind of turns back. She's like, rings. He's like, oh, right. Yeah. And so then like he cracks a joke, and then they did the rings and all that. But there was, I need to remember, but there was some awkward joke he made, and it was dead silent. Like there was no laughter. I was like, dude, you gotta. And it was after, it was like the third joke he made, and it was like in my head I was like, okay, that's the one that in your head you go, okay, that didn't work. I'm not a comedian. I am abandoning my jokes. I'm up here to marry them, not to make jokes. And yeah, it was one of those, like, he just relished every moment of this opportunity he had to be the officiant, and boy was it awkward.
Dang.
But later on, they had some great dancing. Like they got after it. We weren't supposed to be there for very long. But there was one guy. He was like our age, and I could not stop watching this guy because he had like he wasn't like just fun dancing to the music, but he was just doing weird stuff. Like him and this other guy. You see the weird videos that people do, like the wheelbarrow or whatever. They weren't doing stuff crazy like that, but they were just doing like weird stuff like that, like shoveling or just
So like what we would do, basically.
kind of, yeah. And like him, I mean, they were just doing all sorts of stuff, and I was so intrigued by them.
That is so
and like
funny.
I was filming them a bunch, and then like I'd go film someone else, and then I saw him out of the corner of my eye, and I'm back, and I'm like, I can't miss any of it.
He's gonna be in the music video.
He's so good.
That's pretty funny.
At one point, like I set my phone to record and put it in my shirt pocket so that I could like record it that way. So I do have some video of it. But like some of the stuff he was doing was so funny. And then like we were supposed to leave like in 10 minutes, and they play some weird song that people are like, oh, I don't want to dance to that, so they kind of leave. And the guy I was filming with, he's like, they got to put on Yeah by Usher. And
Gosh.
I go over there and I was like, hey, can you play this? And he's like, oh yeah, I'll play it next. And so then they played that, and everyone, like, of course, gets on back on the floor or whatever. And then, they play the Mr. Brightside, and people go crazy.
Yeah.
And, like, I have come to love Mr. Brightside even more in the last, like, year of my life. They were playing that song, and I was smiling the whole time. And, like, I'm filming just singing the words.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it
gets you going.
It's a white guy song for
It's
sure.
a
white wedding song.
Woo!
That's very funny.
Yeah, it was good times. They had a bunch of pie, so I ate pie on the drive home.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of wedding venues, I was talking to Brianna about hers. They got engaged, and then they already have a venue.
Nice.
But they said something about like the decibel, like there was something in like the.
You can't be too loud or something.
Yes, and they said, what was it, like 85 or 88
that's nothing.
decibels?
That's crazy.
Like that's not loud at all.
No, like. No, that's pretty quiet of it. I don't know. That's not ridiculously quiet, but like that, yeah, you can't play loud music. Is simply put. Because like I've got the thing on my watch, I'll pull it up, and this last one, it was sitting right around 100, and like they were blaring music. So 85 is like fairly loud, but like
I guess how
there's not
because
enough
I said
energy.
here's how I compared it. I told her she should look up.
A food blender is 85 decibels.
Oh, okay, yeah,
That's pretty loud. Well, okay, I guess maybe we should bring that to Brianna's attention because that definitely does matter to her.
Yeah.
Heavy traffic is 88 decibels. So,
example, please.
Hey, get out.
Crash. Okay, so that's fine. Well, that's 3 over. Nah.
yeah.
Okay, so then I don't think it is that loud then.
No.
She might be.
Especially like, I think if that was in my contract, I'd be like, no, nope.
Yeah, we might need to.
Because like that's less energy, which affects everything.
Yes, so because I was saying, okay, here's what I said. I was like, the
I'd have
Seahawks, the loudest decibel is like 120 or 125 for like the stadiums, not the Seahawks stadium, but like the world record,
Arrowhead or whatever.
Arrowhead, whoever has it now.
Jeez.
And I told her my advice was you should look up a chart of like loud things and the decibel level. So like engine for an airport for a.
Let me throw this one at you. Blender.
Let me throw this one at you.
Right.
This is a list. Well, this is just a couple examples of 85 decibels.
Okay.
A hair dryer.
Man, we're super quiet. That's so quiet then.
A power lawnmower.
Okay.
A forklift.
Beep.
Or a subway train.
That is not so.
Someone fell in again. Welcome to New York.
Another suicide.
Taking a dump on the side.
Okay.
Let me look up a chart.
This is what I was going to say while you're looking up a chart. You were talking about seeing crazy videos. My brother told me today. There was a guy. There was like 2 guys that came up to rob 4 people in a car.
Mm-hmm.
One lady gets out, runs into the business. People start calling 911. The guy in the driver's seat backs up the car, drives forward, hits the guy. He flies into the air, accidentally shoots himself in the head.
No way.
Isn't that insane?
Did he die?
I'm sure.
Well,
not technically. You don't
shot himself in the head.
Some people don't die.
Some people do.
Also,
survive.
he was like probably 10 feet above elevation, so probably.
He probably died.
You know how that affects it?
That is crazy, dude.
Like, I don't know, karma?
I mean, don't rob people.
Yeah. It's
That is
wild out there.
Actually. Dang.
I want to see if I can find. Oh, I didn't like it.
Okay, I have a chart.
Okay, yes, tell us.
Throw it at me.
20 decibels, ticking watch.
Okay.
30, leaves wrestling.
Wait, that's 20? Holy cow, that's quiet.
What's 20? That TikTok? Oh,
yeah, like that's nothing, and that's 20.
So we're only 60 decibels over.
Background music is 60. Okay, average room noise is 30 to 50. Background music is 60. Average office noise is 70. Landscaping equipment from inside a house is 75. City traffic from inside a car or / a noisy restaurant is 85. I skipped 80. Hold on. Inside an airplane / electric vacuum is 80.
Okay, Can we stop there and talk about it?
No. 90.
Inside an airplane is loud. It's fairly loud, and that's 80. Give me something that was 60.
Background music.
Like,
What are we considering background music?
That's only 20 decibel difference, but that seems like such a
It's not
different
that loud.
in noise.
It is not that loud.
Guess what we are right now?
What, like 72? Just kidding. No, it's probably like 50.
No, you're like when you were
45.
talking, you were peaking at like 65. Just now I looked
Yeah.
down and we were kind of yelling, and it was 80.
Dang.
Okay,
So, like,
that is
think
If
about
we're
it.
like yelling, it's 80.
Everyone's
Like,
gonna be here. So
87. What I
for
yelled.
That's
for
crazy.
a wedding, everyone's gonna be talking. So that means it raises everyone's voices, which means the music has
Yeah.
to be louder. Otherwise, it's gonna be quieter. So then,
Okay, even everyone sitting eating dinner at the wedding, like that is gonna be like 80,
Hold on, get this.
maybe
Okay.
70.
Food processor / DJ'd school dance / crowing rooster, 95. So DJ school dance, 95. School dances
Yeah.
don't get that insane. Like weddings.
Have
do.
you ever been to one?
Let me think back to all the school dances I've been to. No,
I can, count on one, I
exactly.
can count on one finger how many school dances I've been to. 0.
If you said no, I was gonna say exactly. If you said yes, I would have said perv.
ball.
Purple.
So, but
That's
yeah,
funny.
that's not that loud. Tell Brianna.
I just asked her just to make sure that it was like what,
What was
85.
that? Like 94?
94 decibels. Okay, but think about it though. You said it's not that much of a difference, but then think
No.
about only 20 decibels more. You're like at a stadium.
Is like insanely. I
Okay,
know.
nightclubs and bars are 105 to 110.
See, that's
Yeah.
what it should be. Is for like a wedding,
Like the last wedding I was at, I would walk in front of the speaker and it was like
130. You're literally
so
gonna die.
loud.
Mhm.
I look and it's like 102, 103, and I'm like, seems like it should be like
Okay,
110.
get this.
Okay.
Rock or pop concert, 110, 120.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let me give you a little question here. Huh?
All right.
Okay, what's louder, a jackhammer, a jet engine from 100 yards, or a gunshot?
Jet engine.
I say, gunshot.
Gunshot is the loudest.
Dang it. Does it give numbers?
140 for gunshot, 135 for jet engine from 100 yards away,
I mean, like close together.
and jackhammer is 130.
They should have done a jet engine right next to it. It probably because you would die. Gunshot. Yeah, gunshots are loud, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. How many guns have you fired in your life?
Yeah, how many guns have you fired?
Yeah.
the times I was at school.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wait, sorry, that was the last joke. sorry.
How many guns have you fired in your life, John Luca?
Probably like 1 or
Really?
2.
Have
One?
you fired
Have
a
you?
gun? Let's
I don't
start.
think you have.
No.
I cannot name a time when you fired a gun.
Hey, it's not like you live with me.
I mean, are you going out to the shooting range in your spare time?
Who says I'm not?
I am.
Yeah, me too.
Then how did I get it right? How did I get it right?
It was a 1 in 3 chance, and it was kind of 1 in 2 because I guessed the other one, and you're not gonna guess the same as
What?
me.
Why wouldn't I guess the same as
You've
you?
never shot a gun in your life, have you?
You've never
No.
guessed the same as me in your life.
That's not true. It's been on the list.
Oh my
Actually, I've been in
New Year's resolution: fire a gun.
fire a gun. Woo! All right, that was easy. Do it again.
Oh shoot!
I've
I'm
doubled
in an
this.
apartment and I shot through my ceiling.
I just killed someone.
Not funny.
I've done it on Call of Duty.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you're fine then.
Oh, your volume? What was that?
It's pretty loud. I had it max volume just to get the real life simulation of it.
Gosh.
Man, how long have we been recording?
Oh, like 5 minutes probably.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I don't know. It says 128, but that's probably 8 minutes extra because I think I started it pretty early.
How many decibels was that?
44, I'd guess.
Do we have anything else, Wilson?
This guy kind of tried to rizz me up as I was driving by. I'm serious. Listen to this story.
I don't know if I want to listen to this story.
Okay, no, it kind of made me shiver in my boots. I was a little scared. My timbers shivered. I was driving up Nevada. I'm just doing my thing. All right, I'm driving. I don't care. And this guy is walking down the sidewalk. And you know how guys will like kind of put their head down and fix their hair and then bring their head up.
Yeah.
He did that. And as he brought his head up, he looked right at me in the eyes.
Were you rizzed?
And you were rizzed up in that moment?
I thought he probably thought I was a girl. And then I thought, I do drive a Toyota 4Runner. Maybe he thought I was a girl. And then I just sat in silence.
That's pretty great.
Drive home. Just turn on my music.
It's like hitting a big pothole.
Yeah, it's like almost getting an accident. You're like, I need to turn off my music.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty wild.
It was.
Dang. Are you okay?
No, I'm not the same since it happened for sure.
That's pretty funny.
It was a little weird, but it was kind of funny.
Listen to this story.
All right.
So I'm at plumbing class, and there's this like black guy who sits in the front.
Hey,
All right,
African
fine,
American.
fine,
Oh
fine.
my gosh.
There's this black guy who sits in the front, and he like talks all class or whatever. He just always has something to say and stuff. But it was so funny. We were like just getting done taking a quiz or whatever, and his mom calls him on FaceTime, and he answers the phone, and he's like, "Yo, Mom, you cannot FaceTime me while I'm in class, Mom." And he like shows his phone up to the whole class or whatever, and he's like, "Well, what does he say?" He says something like, "All right, class, like show her what's up," or something. And he just like holds up his phone, and it's just his mom like sitting in a car or whatever. And it's so funny. And he's like, "Come on, Mom."
That's
and
hilarious.
then he's like, "All right, Mom, I love you." And then like hangs up, and he's like, "Sorry, guys, it's Cookie Thursday."
Cookie Thursday.
It was.
Is his mom's name Cookie? Do you think?
I don't know. But maybe.
That's my speculation.
Maybe. It was so funny though.
I had a dream that I was doing DoorDash again. Yeah.
He's like, this was a dream. I actually was.
No, it
doing
was a dream, but I'm trying to think of how it happened. I don't remember if I was delivering or if I was ordering, but it was DoorDash for a cat. No, it was DoorDash for like cat sitting. I was going to a house to deliver a DoorDash and like, yeah, can you watch my cat? They like handed me their cat at their door. And I was like, I don't think I could. No, here's your food though.
That's really funny.
Really threw me for a tumble. So DoorDashing for cat. Maybe business idea.
Business? Panda?
That's pretty funny.
All right.
Are we done?
Save whatever you have for next episode.
Yeah, I went to ref a game this last weekend and it got canceled. Actually, no, on Tuesday. I went to ref a game on Tuesday and no one showed up. There's a bunch of youth football games going on, and a bunch of youth kid soccer practices. And me and this other ref called the assigner and we were like, "Hey, I don't think there's going to be a game here. There's no available fields." And he was like, "Okay, you guys can go home. You still get paid."
Wasn't there one recently that both teams forfeited or something? You still got paid?
Yeah. I've tried to ref 3 games and 2 of them have been canceled, and I still get paid for them.
That's
Nice.
crazy.
Easy $55.
That's what you do. You
Yeah.
search for the ones that are most likely to get canceled, and then you get paid. Easy money.
I get paid.
Hustling. Side hustle right there.
You got to really look into the families. Be like, oh, they have a
Hey,
large
do you think there's going to be a
family.
game this week?
They're not going to go.
Talk to the players.
They're going to
interview
forget their
them.
kids playing.
I heard there's gonna be like sharks at this game, so I wouldn't go, dude.
Sharknado's happening.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's good for you. Glad you're
Hey.
making the big bucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I just
I don't know if they're big, but they're bucks.
Who are you coaching?
reffing.
Who are you reffing?
It was a men's game.
Children? Adults?
Men's
Training.
So adult.
men games.
So adults.
Yeah,
Is it so they're like your age or they're older than you?
they're probably older.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, I don't know. I was the side ref. I wasn't the main ref.
Did you see the guy that gave a yellow card and the guy pulled out a Uno reverse?
Yeah,
That's funny.
That was in that charity match or whatever. That's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm gonna pull out a +5 card if that ever happens to me.
+5 yellow cards.
I'm gonna play that when I have to pay the bill at dinner. You know, be like, oh
Mhm.
crap, I meant to do the reverse card.
Man,
Got him.
Yeah. Jeez.
Anyway.
All right. Well, that's been that.
that has been that.
Go Mariners. Go Seahawks. Go fantasy football.
Mine too, yeah.
Go Patrick's parlays.
Yes.
Yeah, Patrick's parlays.
Yeah.
there you
We'll
go.
see if I win
Thir-
$8.50.
Oh, you meant like $13.
Yeah,
50
I
cents?
put 5 in and I'd win $13.50. So
I thought you
minus
meant
5.
like 1,300.
no
You
on a
would win
2-game parlay.
$13.50, dude.
So
Yeah.
what'd you bet on again?
Why would you even make that bet?
Start
Hey,
out
that's
small,
what
man.
I know, but you started out a little too
Hold
small.
on.
Oh my gosh.
You asked what it was. It was the Ravens over the Colts and the Rams over the Bengals. My brother does like 4 or 5 not game parlays, but like this guy baseball, like this guy gets a hit, whatever. He did one on the Thursday night game, like Daniel Jones scores a touchdown, so he can't throw for one, he has to run for one.
Mm-hmm.
Like if Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown, this guy like 30 rushing yards. This guy like over 3.5 receptions, whatever. He'll do like 4 or 5 parlays. You put in $5, you could win like 60.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, like the Thursday night one, I think it was 4 parlays, and he got all but one, and it was that Daniel Jones didn't score a touchdown. And he's like, that was the last one I added. If I hadn't done that, you know, I could have won and won like $40 instead of 60, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like he's learned. He's like, I gotta go smaller. So I was like, all right, I'll do one. It'll be my first one. I'll just do a few game parlay.
I hope you win $8 and whatever
50 cents.
Yeah.
And then I'll put that into another bet if we're back up there.
Sure.
My coworker like does that throughout the season. And he finished last year with like plus $90.
Yeah.
But he like uses the money that he wins
Yeah.
to bet on the future.
Well,
I don't know if that's worth it for only plus $90.
Yeah.
No, but it's a fun thing to do. Like, we're up there anyways. We're up there every day. Like, we're already walking through. So.
Yeah,
Might as well.
Might as well.
What was I just gonna say? Jeez, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway.
So, anyways, sports betting and all that. We'll see. Alrighty.
Until next time.
That's all. Like,
Adios.
bye.
Bye.